Violating my First Amendment right, freedom of speech. And this whole bond order condition, it violates my due process right to be free at my house, which is based on an unsupported lying allegation by my brother. Therefore, this is all violation of my due process rights. The bond order should have never been done. This is all unconstitutional. The case should be dismissed, and I demand it be dismissed.
All right, guys, brace yourselves. The defendant is back, full of arrogance and defiance, rattling off sovereign citizen claims and constitutional arguments like he owns the courtroom. He refuses to back down, challenging authority at every turn, leaving the judge and prosecutor bracing for what he'll do next. Buckle up. This case is about to unfold in ways you won't believe.
All right, this is 242448 SM, the People versus Eric Martin. Mr. Martin, can you tell me your name?
How much Roman cystic that's what you're wondering.
Okay, I recognize Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin, it's my understanding that Mr. Coots, an attorney, defense attorney, attempted to meet with you to go over your rights and that you did not want to meet with him. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Well, at first I did, and then I kind of changed my mind. I'm still in the sense of not giving you guys the fraudulent presumption that you got jurisdiction over me when you don't. That's why I don't want to take it, but
so no.
I'm going to get kind of French too because
I'm going to mute you so I can tell you your rights, Mr. Martin. I need you to listen. So here are your rights. You've been brought to court on an allegation of a bond violation. Specifically, you currently have a domestic violence case pending at this court in front of Judge Slaven. And on that case, the complainant is Kirk Martin. There was a no contact provision. And that was one of the conditions of bond. And there's an allegation that on December 14th, so just this weekend, that someone called from the residence of Kirk Martin and indicated you were in the home. And the officers alleged that you were, that they checked and that you had bond conditions out of this court saying you weren't to be near him. And that you were taken into custody for violating your bond conditions of no contact with Kirk Martin. These are allegations at this time, but they're serious allegations in violation and no contact provision. So do you want me to enter a plea or do you just want to ramble about jurisdiction? I'm going to ask you to unmute so you can answer my question. Officer Ziegler, I'm sorry, can you unmute? Mr. Martin, you have options, so you understand that's what you're here on. You can plead guilty, not guilty, or you can say nothing and I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. So to the allegations that you violated the conditions of your bond for purposes of arraignment, how do you plead?
First, I want to notify crimes. Before I get to that, I want to notify crimes committed against me in the jail here since I've been here, such as criminal harassment.
Okay, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf.
I'm not done talking.
But your answer is not responsive.
Violating my First Amendment right, freedom of speech. And this whole bond order condition, it violates my due process right to be free at my house, which is based on an unsupported lying allegation by my brother. Therefore, this is all violation of my due process rights. The bond order should have never been done. This is all unconstitutional. The case should be dismissed, and I demand it be dismissed.
From the very beginning, the tension is unmistakable. The defendant questions the court's authority, resists the process, and challenges jurisdiction before the judge can even complete routine procedure. As the judge calmly lays out the bond violation and attempts to move forward, the clash between courtroom order and the defendant's defiance steadily builds until it finally erupts into a bold demand for the entire case to be dismissed.
Now.
All right, so sir, you have a right to a hearing on this matter. You have a right to receive written notice of the violation. You have a right to plead guilty, not guilty, or stand mute. I've entered a not guilty plea on your behalf since your response was non-responsive. You also have a right to contest the charges at a hearing. You do have the right to the assistance of an attorney at all subsequent court proceedings, and you can change your mind at any time, Mr. Martin. You have the right to have that a lawyer appointed at public expense if you are unable to afford an attorney. And it's always possible that if the court determines you were able to pay, that you would be required to contribute to that cost. If you continue to proceed without an attorney, you would give up your right to a lawyer's assistance. We will set the hearing. I'm required to set that hearing on that violation. If you are in custody, we must hold it within 14 days of the arraignment, which is 14 days from today, or the court must order you released pending that hearing. If the alleged violation is based on a new criminal offense, that is basis for separate criminal prosecution, I don't have any knowledge that that's the case here. The court could postpone the hearing for the outcome of that prosecution. You have a right to contest the allegations against you. You would have a right to have the evidence against you disclosed. You'd have the right to present at the hearing, or to be present to present evidence, to examine and cross-examine witnesses. The court would only consider evidence that's relevant to the violation, but it need not apply the rules of evidence except those pertaining to privilege. The prosecuting attorney would have the burden of proving the violation by a preponderance of the evidence. If you pled guilty, you'd be giving up your right to a contested hearing. And while this case is pending, you could be the most severe violation is you could be held pending the hearing, and if found guilty of this violation, you could be held while this case is waiting for jury trial. So those are your rights, Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin, I understand your sovereign arguments. I mean, it's fine. You can make them. I've heard them before. Everyone at this court has heard them. But here's the thing. I can't have you, if there is a no contact order and you continue to violate the no contact order, I can't let you out because you're not listening. And I know you don't think you have, because you don't. Okay, well, you do. This is in accordance with the Constitution, and okay.
After the outburst, the judge regains control by methodically explaining the defendant's legal rights. But instead of calming the situation, the constitutional arguments intensify. The judge's tone shifts from procedural to firm, making it clear that repeated violations of court orders leave little room for leniency.
And the prosecutor will deliberately right to be home because of an unsupported lying allegation. I'm telling you right now, he told a lie. And I told the prosecutor my brother assaulted me in actuality. First and foremost, he assaulted me. But I have no evidence of it. I don't have him on video evidence. He doesn't have me on video evidence to assault him. So we have my brother saying this, me saying this. We don't know what happened in reality. So the dumb cop should never arrest me. Prosecutors should not be moving forward on this. They're moving forward with it. It's already a malicious prosecution on the prosecutor's part. There's no probable cause because there's no evidence here. Bottom line, we don't know what happened. This is violating my due process rights. I'm being deprived of my freedom to be at the house I've been living at for 32 years. The bond order was legally should have never been ordered because it's based on, once again, unsupported lying allegation that has no video evidence, no real evidence to support it. The bond order must be dismissed. I'm supposed to be allowed to go back home where I have a right to be. Doesn't matter how many lies
Okay,
are told.
let me tell you your bond conditions, Mr. Martin. You're to appear in court as directed, not,
Done.
all right, I'll mute you and read them, whether you like them or not, these are your conditions, sir. So I'll just read them into the record and you can choose to listen or not listen. You're to appear in court as directed. You're not to leave the state without permission of the court. You're not to commit any new crimes while released. You're to immediately notify the court of change of address or phone number. Whether you like it or not, you're not to have any contact with Kirk Martin or the residence where he resides and where this original allegation occurred, which is for Clipper in the city of Taylor. Sir, you cannot purchase or consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You can't possess or have access to firearms. And you have a $2,000 cash bond. I've noted on the file that you're entitled to this hearing forthwith. So the clerks will give you a date forthwith. And we're all set. Thank you.
With patience wearing thin, the judge reads the bond conditions directly into the record, leaving no room for misunderstanding. The proceeding ends quietly, but the message is loud and clear. Ignoring court orders carries real consequences, and in a courtroom, timing and compliance can change everything. If you found this courtroom breakdown insightful, make sure to subscribe for more real courtroom moments. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on how this exchange unfolded.